I want to develop my relationship. Hello all. I'm looking for some advice on dating. I've had abysmal luck with relationships. The women I've dated have generally been pleasant and I've liked most of them. But they don't seem to feel the same about me after a few dates. Others have had little to nothing in common with me. And we mutually ended it. I'm at a point in my life, just hit 30, where I don't want to date for fun. Which I never enjoyed anyway. I would like to find a woman to live the rest of my life with. I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to do or where I'm supposed to find anyone to date. I'm not a huge dater, but I have dated 7 or 8 women in the last 10 years. I've tried online dating to minimal success. Here are some of the problems I'm running into. And I could really use advice on all of them. Because I'm pretty much clueless as to what to do. I don't like kids. I don't want them. It's non-negotiable, I don't even want to adopt. I think this is really hurting me a lot. Because it seems, at least from looking around online dating, most women want kids. Which is fine. But surely there are more than 3 women in my area who don't want kids, right? How do I even bring that up without being super awkward? It doesn't seem like something to bring up until we've been dating a few months. But I don't want to start dating someone only to realize she wants kids and I don't again. 2. I'm not entirely sure what this means. No one else I know seems to either. I know I'm not the most exciting person to talk to. I have interests and hobbies and do interesting things. Help with charity, or at least I did, pre-C19, etc. But I'm an extreme introvert. I'm shy, quiet, and not the best at engaging conversations. And come across as stiff and boring or disinterested. I don't have a very good voice either. I've been told it's dry and there's not much emotion in it. I have to preface this by saying I know it's not fair to think this way. But one girl I dated and really liked complained about her ex a few times. He was a verbally, possibly physically, abusive piece of crap alcoholic. And she dated him for 2 to 3 years. I know people in abusive relationships are sometimes trapped in a horrific cycle. And I'm so sorry it happened to her. But some nasty part of me can't stop thinking that I must genuinely be awful and unworthy of love if a legitimately awesome woman has more chemistry with an abusive alcoholic than me. I know I shouldn't think that. I know it's not fair. And I keep trying to remind myself of that. But I can't stop that nasty part of me from thinking it, and it hurts. I don't know what to do with this one. I'm not crippled by shyness or anything. I'm perfectly functional in a conversation when I need to be. I'm clearly missing something. But I don't know what it is and it sucks. Because I can't improve without knowing what's wrong. None of the women who said this could tell me either. I don't know what to do. And it's seriously the most frustrating problem I run into. I don't know what it means. I don't know how to fix it. I don't even know what it's supposed to feel like. Or if it's one of those stupid things they made up for rom-coms and it's an unrealistic expectation now. Am I supposed to make her feel like lighting is dancing under her skin with every look or something? Seriously, I cannot figure this out. 3. I've tried a lot of them, Elite Singles, Match, eHarmony, Bumble, OkCupid, and POF. Because of point 1, and the general lack of people in my area, which I can't do anything about, I end up with almost no options. As most, basically all, men do on dating sites. I can send out 30 messages and maybe get one response. That almost never goes anywhere. Is there a secret dating site for introverts who don't want kids I don't know about? Seriously, it's frustrating looking around and seeing the same 5 people who have not, and probably never will, respond to me over and over. On the upside, it does mean I can craft individual messages. Maybe my age is hurting me too. I turned 30 this year and it seems most people my age have already paired off. The idea of going to an in-person dating sort of event would really stress me out too. Thanks introversion. Are there other options I should look into? I know COVID has ruined everything, but my mother suggested trying a matchmaking service, which I'm not sold on. I'm not sure where I would even go to meet other people my age who might be a good match. Seriously, I feel like I have a better chance of finding El Dorado, the Holy Grail, and the fountain of youth than a woman who likes me at this point. For I get this is weird coming from a guy. I never was, or wanted to be, the guy who ran around and had as much sex as possible. I'd rather find one person to be with for life. I don't know if it's my introverted nature, or a genuine fear of getting intimate and realizing too late I made a mistake, or if I've heard so many horror stories of those guys from my female friends and colleagues that I overcorrect or what. But I have never pushed anyone I've dated for any kind of physical affection, or even tried to show physical affection unless she initiated it. Most women seem to expect the guy to take the lead on this stuff, but I don't want to be that guy and push too far, so I don't go for it at all. Or maybe I'm afraid to commit because I don't want it to be a mistake. I don't know. But I don't think I'm doing myself any good by being so hesitant. I get a reasonable woman will say something if it goes too far, but I don't want to get anywhere near that line. I'm really not sure what to do. And I know it varies from person to person, but there's got to be some kind of average, right? Like, on average, what date is it okay to hold hands or go for a kiss or whatever? Again, I get there's no magic number. I just feel utterly lost in this area. And I'm honestly embarrassed to ask people I know for advice. I'm a grown-ass man, shouldn't I know this by now? 5. I certainly have a sense of humor. But most people don't like dark humor or dry wit that sounds serious. People I've known and worked with, and even my family, don't always realize I've said something in a sarcastic manner. Again, my voice has one pitch and cadence. I'm not going to be telling jokes or saying things that make most people laugh. I can be amusing, I suppose, in the right situations, but those scenarios are rare. 6. My brother, by contrast, is amazing at this kind of stuff. It's almost instinctive for him. He makes or gets little gifts, does thoughtful things. Stuff like that. Me? She'll be lucky if I remember to hold the door open for myself. Maybe I'm horribly inconsiderate, but I've never thought about doing little things. I don't expect anyone I date to do cute little things for me either. They never have, which is fine. I am not, and probably never will be, a spontaneous romantic. In fact, it may be apt to say I move with all the speed and grace of a glacier on a 1% grade. I may not be spontaneous, but at least I'm consistent. 7. I don't know if this is actually a negative, or if society has just conditioned us to think it's a negative. Most women I've dated have made way more money than me, and I'm okay with that. But I don't know if women are okay with dating a guy who probably makes half of what they do, or because of C-19 layoffs. Nothing right now. Ugh. I come from a matriarchal family. So I grew up assuming women made more and were more forceful and in charge than men. I was dumbfounded to learn otherwise. 8. I don't know if it's horrible to say or what, but I'm attracted to certain body types and not others. I'm not saying I want to date a 10/10 supermodel. Not my thing anyway. But I'm generally attracted to women who, body-wise, look more like me. Thinner, but not in an unhealthy way. Maybe it makes me an awful, judgmental pig. That said, I don't feel that bad about it. I don't expect most women on earth to find me attractive. So I don't feel like I have to find every woman attractive either. Well, I'm not a gym junkie or anything. But I exercise and try to eat well. I get out, I do things to stay active. Could I do more? Definitely. But I'm still ahead of a lot of other people. And I'm in good health and feel good about myself. I like doing things, don't get me wrong. I still enjoy a day of lounging around and gaming every once in a while. But I hate doing it for more than a day here and there. My point is, I don't need someone to do stuff with. I think it's good for individuals in a relationship to have their own interests. Obviously, they should have a lot in common. But it's good if they want to do their own thing sometimes too. Not to sound my own horn, but I think I'm a reasonably intelligent person. I'm capable of considering another viewpoint fully, rather than rejecting it out of hand, and coming to a reasonable compromise, or parsing through a lot of information to figure things out. I'm reasonably attractive too. It's nothing a woman would write home about. But I'm confident I'm not the worst face to wake up to. Am probably a bit too relaxed about things. Sure, I panic on occasion or get stressed out. On average, though, not much phases me, or gets a raise out of me. This can be a con too. Maybe there are times I should be more aggressive, or invested, and I seem to be an easy target for people who are verbally abusive. Because I don't care enough to respond to their barbs. I tend to let things go and not worry about most stuff. I mean, I take care of important stuff like paying bills and the like, but I don't let things get to me most of the time. If she drives, I pay. If I drive, she pays. None of this the man has to do it all crap for me. I don't care if it hurts me. I feel good about it and it's not changing. If she wants to cling to outdated dating traditions, it was never going to work anyway. Besides, maybe I want her to propose to me. No diamonds, thank you. I don't believe in helping De Beers fund civil wars with an overpriced chunk of carbon. I think a good partner is a woman who knows what she wants and, rather than waiting around, decides to get it herself. In addition to meaning it the way your gutter-bound mind is thinking of, I love to travel. I like trying new things and seeing places I've never been. I like learning and thinking about things. This doesn't apply to food. I like to play it safe with food. Thank you very much. With everything else though, I'm generally willing to try most things. Might be a con, but I don't try to puff myself up or anything. I make fun of myself far more than trying to inflate my ego or the like. It's possible it goes too far and comes across as a complete lack of confidence, which I know is a huge turn-off for anyone. Either way, I'd rather come across as lacking confidence than an arrogant asshole. Don't like being a negative person. I've done that. It sucks. I'd rather be a positive force anyway. People seem to appreciate that more, even if the thought of talking to them is nerve-wracking. I like to look on the positive side of things, even if I end up being wrong or naive or whatever. Life seems better when I look for the good, and I bounce back from hardship much easier. I might live in a state of perpetual chaos, buried under an avalanche of papers, books, and sticky notes I haven't organized. But I keep things clean. I pay my bills. I do all the other dull things adults have to do, that we weren't told about as kids. I do them on time, even if I hate doing them too. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have someone to wake up to for the rest of my life. I'd be a little disappointed if it didn't happen. But I don't need someone to make my life better or whatever. I want someone to share an adventure with, through ups and downs. Someone who I can push and be pushed by, to reach greater heights and become something more than we could have alone. If it doesn't happen though, it's sad, but it's okay. I can still have a good life without someone else. I can still have interests and hobbies, and other things that bring my life value. How many relationships have you had? What kind of relationships were they? Do you have any history with spectrum disorders? That might make it difficult to connect to people socially. Apart from that, you're expressing frustrations. Everyone has at every stage of dating. It's a total grind, it really is. But maintaining a positive attitude is crucial. Otherwise you can drive yourself crazy with the why nots. I've had 3 relationships lasting 6+ months. Longest was about a year, but was long distance. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by the type of relationship. I am not diagnosed with any spectrum disorders, but I am stressed out by interacting with in person. If I don't know the individual well, or at all. The staying positive is good advice, thank you. I try my best to stay upbeat, but it does get hard sometimes. Well, I'm in my late 30s and I've been in quite a few relationships. Some were serious, this is maybe heading towards marriage. But didn't, some were summer flings. This has an expiration date, but let's have fun till then. Some were just casual dating to see how we felt about one another, and to see where it went. And then of course there's the friends with benefits type of relationship, where you have no intentions of dating, you just like sleeping together. This response actually got me thinking. Do these women know what you're interested in? Do any of the relationships I described describe what you want out of a relationship? Women like to know this right away, so they know what they're getting into. Thank you for the advice, it's helpful. Eye contact, perhaps too much. I'm very good, or terrible, at looking people in the eye when having a conversation. Touch barrier. The fastest I went to break the touch barrier was 1 to 2 months, about 4 or 5 dates. Before even trying to hold hands. I literally cannot tell if it's wanted or not. Kissing happened at around 6 months. I just go for it, if that makes sense. But I have to talk myself into it for days, if not weeks, ahead of time. Flirting. Sort of. I try to make the women I date laugh. But I'm not, as I've said, particularly humorous. Unless they like dry humor. I'd say I can do quippy banter and gentle teasing well. And I try to do it at least once per date. It's a lot of fun when I find someone to match wits with. I could use a lot of tips on talking to people. I get stressed out just talking to cashiers or placing my order at restaurants or whatever. Don't get me wrong. I can hold a conversation well enough if someone else initiates it, and I have a chance to get used to them initiating it myself though. I swear, I have a phobia of initiating a conversation with people I don't know. And my first reaction when someone talks to me out of nowhere is to wonder what it is they're after. I don't know where it comes from. Yet, weirdly, I also enjoy public speaking. The problem is, I don't know how to make that sexual tension or any kind of romantic tension. I'm like a deer in the headlights of a fully loaded semi, and any possible tension is promptly murdered. Suffice to say, she dumped me a few days later. Yes, I know what the issue is here. I'm not the image of grace under social pressure, and end up avoiding things altogether. I just wish there was a way to make the blind panic voice shut up when things get even remotely intense. I like doing stuff like cleaning out her dishwasher, or helping fix or clean something, or just listening when she needs to rant about work that day, or sending little good morning or good luck texts or things like that. I mean more, I'm not going to think of getting flowers, or making a spontaneous declaration of love, or going to think of that perfect gift, or things like that. If I see the woman I'm dating needs something, or there's a little thing I can do to make her life easier, that's easy for me. It's the more romantic stuff where I flounder and inevitably drown. I found your insights quite helpful, thank you again. I know you replied to help OP, but I want those tips of improving social skills if you're offering. Hey, men's dating coach here. I think I might be able to share some insight based on my line of work. Thanks for being so open and honest in this post. It sounds like you're frustrated with the way things have been going, and with your, so far, abysmal luck with relationships. That is really frustrating, especially when people's reason for leaving is, I don't know, I'm just not feeling the chemistry. Confusing AF, right? But good news. There is psychology and science behind the spark and chemistry people crave, believe it or not. It comes from the brain. How cool. You deserve a huge congratulations for being so self-aware that you are able to write out a lengthy list of your pros and cons, your dating strengths and weaknesses. That's a massive step toward developing yourself into the partner you want to be, and finding an incredible relationship with someone who has the same priorities as you. Having your priorities set, as it seems you do, is a big advantage in dating. Remember that. There are ways to get unstuck when you are feeling stuck in a perpetual state of singleness. I'd recommend finding resources that work best for you. Whether that's ebooks, online videos, or an online relationship coaching program with someone who you trust and feel could authentically help you. Be wary that there are a lot of online men's dating resources that prey on men's insecurities and sell product based on the basic premise that you're not enough as you are. There are literally programs that teach men how to make their voice deeper, how to be an alpha male, and how to assert control in a relationship, which is all a bunch of BS. So don't fall for that. So make sure you're getting support/guidance from someone authentic and trustworthy. If you need recommendations on programs, books, etc., let me know. I'm happy to help in whatever way. Even if it's just to send a reading list of incredible books that have helped me in my line of work as a dating coach. But remember, there is nothing wrong with you. You are enough as you are. You are capable of finding an incredible woman. You will find a quality relationship if you invest the time and energy into this. Thank you for your insight and positivity. I would love to get a list of recommendations you have. Anything that might help me get better is appreciated. And I do genuinely want to get better. Thanks for watching my video.